Good afternoon, everybody. This is the traditional press conference staged together with the famous strawberry party, as usual at Bislett Games of Oslo every year. And this group which you see now is very specific and very special. They are all of them, and I think I'm not wrong, all of them are Olympic or Paralympic medalists. And Andre de Grasse, who is the Olympic champion in the 200 meters, will run the 100 meters, but not with this special field, which is very unique because we have different classes in Paralympic sport. They will all run together in one race, which never happened before, which is very unique and very special. And of course, we will also follow the time of this race, as some of the gentlemen here recently ran very fast, below 10:40. I'm sure Andre has different goals for his race, but let me welcome for this race to zero, and I will ask Salum to explain to us why it is called Race to Zero. But first to introduce all of these gentlemen. So from Norway is Salum Kashafali, then from Brazil, Petrucio Ferreira dos Santos, from Algeria, Skander Djamil Athmani, welcome. From USA, Noah Malone. He ran recently a fast time, I heard, in the 100 meters. From Germany, two sprinters, Felix Streng and Johannes Flores. And from Greece, Athanasios Ghavelas with his guide runner Sotirios Karaganakis. So welcome all of them. And the first question, Salum, is for you. You are at home. You already competed at Bislett. I think the other gentlemen, except of Andre, are first time at Bislett Games. So why it is called Race to Zero? If you can answer to the microphone.
Yeah, of course. Want me to answer in Norwegian or English?
English, please. If
all right.
It's worldwide audience watching the stream from here.
All right. Race to Zero is put in by Arco Horizons. They invested in the race, and the main goal for them is in the future that will be like for the world, and mainly to have zero how do you call it in English? Nullutslipp, like zero, like for the Earth to be better place, you know. So that's mainly the goal for Race to Zero.
So, as I already said, you already competed at Bislett Games in the past, but this will be very special. How do you feel before this race with all your colleagues and friends from Paralympic scene?
No, it has never been more special for me to compete at Bislett Games, especially with so historical events as Race to Zero. So I look forward to it more than ever, and it's great for the sport, and we're making history, and I'm happy to be part of it.
Thank you. It is clear that this year there are no Paralympics, no World Championships, so maybe for you this will be like one of the main races of the whole year 2022. Can we say that also for Petrucio? Can you answer, please, to microphone? Of course, in Portuguese, yeah?
Será uma competição bem importante para todos nós, porque está abrindo as portas para o esporte paralímpico dentro de um grande evento, que é esse, como a Diamond League. E essa grande oportunidade, a gente vem todos prontos para dar o nosso melhor. E dentro de uma temporada como essa, será uma das principais competições para a gente nesse ano 2022.
This will be a very good competition for all athletes, especially for him, because there's no other big competition like this year, and it's very important for the Paralympic movement because it's a way that most people can see it and follow all the athletes. And he's very happy to be here and very excited for tomorrow.
Yes, the meeting is sold out, so you will have a great audience there for your race. When we still can ask Petrucio, we just heard that you ran a very fast time already this year. So can you tell us more? What was it and what was the competition?
Foi uma competição no Brasil, junto com alguns atletas olímpicos, um desafio dos atletas paralímpicos com os atletas olímpicos do nosso país. E eu cheguei na competição, início de temporada, e consegui fazer uma boa marca, que foi do 10:29. Isso dando um bom resultado hoje no esporte paralímpico. Não sei se sou o primeiro ou o segundo entre os paralímpicos mais rápidos do mundo, mas gostei muito do resultado no início de temporada.
It was a competition in Brazil between Paralympic and Olympic athletes. It was like a challenge between them, and he got 10:29. He doesn't know if it's the first time or second, but he's really happy with his mark and waiting for more.
Okay, thank you very much. Djamil, can we ask you in English?
Yes, of course.
Okay, very good. What does this mean for you, coming first time for such a competition?
Hello, happy to be here, to be in Oslo. I like the city. I like all of this event. It's a great opportunity for me and for all of us, I think, to be part of this event, to be part of Diamond League. Maybe it was a dream before to compete in Diamond League, and the opportunity is here. Maybe it's the time to show that para-athletes can do like fast times, like my friend here. And tomorrow, I think, is going to be a lot of fast times.
Yeah, hopefully this will also bring ideas for other meeting organizers within Diamond League to stage similar races. But now we are concentrating on tomorrow, on Bislett. Salum, so how do you feel when you have so many strong opponents here? Because in the past you competed, I remember, in the pre-program, in the national races, and now you have a special Diamond League 100 meters para race to zero. What is your shape, actually? That was maybe the question, yeah.
Yeah, my shape is pretty good, you know. My goals are always been to compete with the best para-athlete in the world, you know. So when we got the chance to collect all of them, I have to be in sharp. I have to be ready, because these guys after Paralympic last year, they have taken a race to another level. So I run faster. So I have to step it up tomorrow for real.
Yeah, it will be not easy. Noah, welcome to Oslo. What does it mean for you to be here and sitting just with Andre de Grasse, the Olympic champion in the 200 meters, but you also are a Paralympic medalist, so what are your feelings before tomorrow?
Yeah, just to piggyback off what everyone else is saying, it's a huge honor to even be here in Oslo, and especially to be a part of this event where you guys are giving us this platform to, you know, just tell our stories, to run fast times. You know, this is the first time where in Paralympic history that all of these different classes have come together and to run a race. So it's exciting. It's almost a dream competing at this level of a meet, especially with my fellow para-athletes. So I'm excited. I'm beyond excited.
We saw that you run in the past at the big events, 3 sprints, 1, 2, 4. What is for you like the event you most like?
Oh, that's hard. So back at school, I go to Indiana State University, and I usually stick to the 100 and 200, but para doesn't have the 200 in my class. So that's when I usually go up to a 400. But my favorite event would probably have to say the 200. That's probably what I'm best at. That's when my times is faster at as well. So yeah.
You also ran a fast time already this year. Can you tell us?
Yeah, so in the 100, my most recent 100 was a 10:34, and that was at our school's conference meet, like our championship meet for conference. So, you know, just looking to run something fast again here. So it'd be something special if I could replicate it here.
Yeah, the race will be bigger than the times, of course. Right. But still, we are considering 10:29, 10:34 as a very fast times. Let's move to our German friends. Felix, welcome to Oslo. You also compete often in long jump. So what is your event in para sport, so to say?
Yes, hello, and thank you for having us. Yeah, my main event is actually the 100, I would say. I didn't compete in the long jump for 3 years now, but probably in the future I will put it back in the program.
because your colleague is jumping there well, Marcus Rem, 866, which is making headlines for your sport, which I think we could say it's positive.
Yeah, I think in general it's positive. It's very nice to have a Paralympic race at the Diamond League. I think that's what we are looking as athletes forward in the future, to compete more often in an international level, just to represent our sports on a high level and to show that we are working hard and that we're running fast times. And I think Marcus is doing the same. He did some great long jump a few days ago, and he's showing that we're doing amazing sports.
What is for you the most important when you think about 100 meters? It's the start or middle phase or the end phase or everything together? Tell us more about how you feel during 100 meters.
Yeah, I think the 100 meters is so special because actually it's so simple. You just run from the beginning to the start, but in between it becomes so complex, you know. You have so many different phases, like you need a good reaction time to get out of the block, then you have to accelerate, you have to pick up, and at the end you need a high top speed to win the race. And if you get all these things together, I think you do a great performance, and then you show a great 100-meter race.
Thank you. Johannes, the colleague from German Paralympic team, what are your feelings before tomorrow?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for this special stage. Having us here is, I think, for the sport a really important event. And I'm really looking forward for this race. Got invited, well, a few weeks ago, and since then the preparations are for tomorrow to run fast times and, well, to show the audience what Paralympic sport really is.
Yeah, it should be full in the stadium. Is it an additional motivation for you?
Yeah, as you said, it's sold out, so having a full stadium with a lot of visitors, it's always really great for us. It's normally something we have at the Paralympics and not during like normal season.
Do you agree also this is one of the main events for you this year, as there is no Paralympics or World Championships in para-athletics?
It is, well, it's my main focus event for the 100 meters. Since I'm a 400-meter runner as well, I have to focus on those distances. But since the 100-meter has to be fast as well, I'm looking forward for tomorrow.
Athanasios, welcome. Our Greek friend coming for Oslo. What it is for you to be here with these fellow colleagues?
First of all, I want to say thank you for having us here. I'm excited to be here. Also, first of all for me, and then for all the para-athletics. I think it's something. A race to zero is something for the dream, because the dream is to run all together, and for the Paralympic movement to help all these things, because it's something incredible for me to be here.
Tell us more about your events in which you compete most often in recent time. What are your main events? Is it the 100 meters?
Yes, it's 100 meter only.
You don't try other sprints or long jump or so? No.
I like to run 200, but I don't have it in Paralympics. But I will try maybe a little long jump.
Yeah, because you have an Olympic champion in your country, so that could be a motivation. And Toglu, and he will be here also. Do you know him personally?
Yes, we're training together in the same stadium. So
in Athens, then, yeah.
Yes, in Athens, in Olympic Stadium in Noaka.
So he's training together with Tentoglu, so this is a good motivation. Of course, this is unique also because you never could run all together, because at Paralympics or World Championships you run in your own classes. So Noah, maybe, how is it feeling? This is very unique. You would be happy if it would repeat somewhere.
It is unique, yeah. Back in Tokyo, when I was racing Salum in the 100, that alone was a special feeling because, well, one, that was my first, actually it was both of our first Paralympic Games. So just to be there, alone like that was a special feeling. But now here, racing against like probably 4 or 5 different classes, that's something we all have dreamed of, to race against, different people, different classes, so we all can show what we can do against different classes. So I'm excited to see what we all can do. It's going to be a fast race, and hopefully this will lead to other events and competitions opening up to, well, one, a para race in general, but then also, combined classes with para races. So hopefully this is the start of a new era in terms of, para sports, and I'm just happy to be a part of the start of that. So I'm excited.
Yes, let's hope that Bislett Games is starting something new and special. Andre, what are your feelings now hearing all this? And the boys are also pretty fast.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing their race. I actually got to see Felix's race in Tokyo. Me and him had a chat. That was back in right before his 200 meters. Yeah, 200 meters. So, I'm just looking forward to seeing them all race against each other. I'll probably have to catch it in the warm-up area. So I'm looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be a fun.
This season you ran so far 3 times 100 and 2 times 200. Is it like a second start for you? After this first block, then was a break for training, and now you are starting the second phase, so to say?
Yeah. I just started my second phase of training, trying to get ready for the World Championship in July. So I took a two-week break after my last race to train, and now I'm going to get a couple more races in before. These couple races, these last 2 races might be my last races before the World Championship.
So everybody thinks always, every mid organizer, a sub 10 is interesting. You feel in your legs sub 10?
Yeah, I think the last couple of days I've been here, the weather has been great. So if the weather is good tomorrow, I definitely feel like it's possible.
What do you think, Salum? Will he run sub 10? You know the track best.
I will definitely try.
Okay, questions here, please, from the audience. Yes? Do we have a micro?
Hello, question for Andre. How would you rate your performances so far this season, and are you sure already to double 100 and 200 in Eugene? Thank you.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about it. Training has started off a little bit slow for me this year. So I had a little minor injury a couple months ago. So I was working my way back from that. But now I'm feeling pretty good. So these next couple of races in Oslo and Paris, we'll see where my fitness is at to do the double.
Yes, please. More questions from the audience? So you have still, Andre, Paris, yeah, as a second race?
Yeah. Yes.
Before the World Championships, that means you not going to Canadian trials? Or you don't know yet?
I don't know yet.
Okay,
more questions? Yes, please.
Another one for Andre. Andre, do you mind if I say you're more a big events athlete than a meets athlete?
Sorry, say that one more time.
Do you mind if I say you're more of a big event athlete than a meet athlete?
I think I'm both. Everything is a training block, of course, for preparing for peaking at World Championship. But I try to come out here and be my best as well at the Meet Diamond League events. I actually got reminded today that I am 2-0 in Oslo, so I hope to go 3-0 tomorrow.
More questions? Okay, so thank you very much for coming. Of course, journalists will ask you also individually for questions. Good luck to the race to zero. Have a fun and great times, and Andrew, also to you. Good luck for the 100 meters. Thank you very much for the first part.
I don't know if we're done or not, though. Yeah.
Maybe a photo, all of them. Are you interested that we put together all of them?
Should we stand or just...
Yes. I wish you a lot of personal best. For sure you will have Bislett Games best, because you are running, except of Salum, everybody for first time. And Andre, thank you very much and good luck. Second part, ladies and gentlemen, is about 400-meter hurdles women. Very popular event nowadays, especially after Olympic Games. Hurdlers, male or females, are very famous. And we are very happy to have here the European record holder, Femke Bol from Netherlands. Also big championships finalists and medalists from Ukraine, Ryzhykova and Viktoriya Tkachuk. And Norwegian best hurdlers, Kloster and Amalie Iuel. Welcome for this Strawberry Party press conference. Femke, so you will have your third 400-meter hurdles race. How are you satisfied so far with the first two? Yes, it is working. You just move it a little bit to your side, please, the microphone.
I'm happy so far. Of course, I started with a great 300 hurdles, which was really nice, but it's not the same as 400 hurdles. I'm happy with Hengelo already. It was at home, so it was nice, but the conditions weren't the best, and I was happy to already improve a lot in Rome. So I'm happy so far in the season.
So the meeting record here is 53.18, which is slower than your last race. Yes. That means possible to break?
I hope so. Of course, you never know, and I'm trying different things now in different races because I have Worlds and Europeans, and I really prepare for that in these upcoming races. But of course, it's always nice to run 53 low or 52.9.
We know your coach, Laurent. Was he satisfied with the races so far? I mean, mainly from his point of view.
Yeah, kind of, but we know I can do better the first 200 hurdles, and I'm not going out so fast as I could do, so I hope tomorrow in Oslo I will go out faster and then see what I do.
Until the Dutch championships, you still have race or not?
No, this is the last one, and then Stockholm Diamond League.
Dutch championships, then Stockholm Diamond League,
and then
World Championships.
Yeah, 2 days later we leave for pre-camp, so that's nice.
Okay, so then Ryzhykova. You have already won medals at European Championships, also Olympic Games, as it is turning out now. How are you satisfied so far with the season? You raced more often as your colleague in the team?
Yeah, I have to compete more often, and I need to get more confident. I have lack of training because of war in my country, and I am using this competition like a training. I am getting better from one competition to another, and I hope to have a faster time here and finally to compete with Femke, not like a second and a half between us.
Yeah, the last one was the best one for you so far in Rome, 54.50.
Yeah, not bad.
So hopefully you are on the way up.
Yeah, I remember you told about the meeting record. It's a pretty good time.
Viktoriya, you have less races in comparing with Anna. Why is it so? Different strategy?
No, I just which my plan I have from my manager, and they ask, do you want to compete in this competition? I said yes, of course, and I'm going. And we have a bit different first race, but we almost run together with Anna every races. So it's also our opportunity for have the chance. We're doing all what we can to continue our sports career, but it's also one of the way to show how we can help to our country. It's not only about competition.
I want to come back to this subject later, but first to have the first round with the Norwegian hurdlers. Also different approaches. Amalie, so far I found only one race in this season. Why is that?
It's going to be a long season. We have a lot of championships coming up with both Worlds and Europeans. So just because of that, I decided to not start too early. But it's still a lot earlier than last year, so I'm just getting into the swing of things, really. But my first race was
It was messy. It was the windy conditions, and it was a difficult race. So really, I'm just trying to clean that up a little bit, and hopefully it'll be better tomorrow. But
what could be the goal for tomorrow, let's say?
Hopefully I want to get down to close to my personal best. That would be awesome. But there's a lot of other, like I said earlier, championships this year. So I'm not like my peak right now, but it'll be cool to see how fast I can go. And hopefully it'll be a lot faster than in Athens. Yeah, I'm just really looking forward to running in at Bislett. The crowd is back to full capacity, and I'm just really excited to hear them all. So.
Thank you. Lina, you had a different approach. You were competing more often, also some sprints in South Africa, some personal bests, but the hurdles only, if I find well, only 2 so far, 400 hurdles. So what is your strategy?
Well, just start when I feel ready. Plan was always to start quite late, and then do a few races before the championships. So, yeah, mostly running as much as I wanted to, and have some rest before this meeting.
You run personal bests in South Africa. Does it mean you are in possibly very good shape?
I can say I'm in the best shape I've ever been. I've done already this year 4 personal bests, so in 4 different events. So I'm just kind of putting my race together and hoping for some more good performances.
Yes, we would wish that to you. I didn't want to ask directly whether we are in the best shape, but you said it, that's fine, very nice. So, but before we come to the story, which is not very funny, I want to ask you, because this is clearer the moment to ask, how is Karsten?
Karsten is being well taken care of right now, and I'm very sure that him and together with him and the doctors and Leif Olaf, they have a plan, and they're going to try to get back as fast as possible to make it to Worlds. So I'm sure they have a plan, and I'm sure they're doing everything they can. I know they are.
Because now you are, so to say, alone on the track in the training, no? Or?
I'm never alone. I have people around me that can help me out, and Coach Leif, he's still around, and my other training buddy Elizabeth, who will be running the 200 meters tomorrow. So nope, I'm
that's fine.
Alone.
So
we miss Karsten. We do. We do.
Yeah, but he will not come to cheer for you tomorrow.
He'll be cheering for me. He will.
Great. So this is very sad what I must ask, but of course, where are you now, if you can say? Where you can train, because obviously it is not possible in your home country.
Let me visit first, because we are in different places. It's really complicated now to find the place for training. We move every time from country to country, from city to city, and now it's really my sponsor Nike helping, and my manager helping me to fix this situation, to find some places for training, but I'm not at home, and it's really hard to stay somewhere, and you like moving from one place to another, you're not going to home, you're not relaxed, you're not recovery as well as I used. But I'm trying really to do the best, and now all Ukrainian athletes trying to stay in Europe, and I'm very appreciate to World Athletics, to European Athletics, to all national federation who really helps, who hosting and gives some help to our athlete. And every Ukrainian athlete has a different situation, and it's all situations are complicated with our families, with our friends, with everyone.
How it is with coaching?
I haven't seen my coach since 23 of February. When the war has started, I was at home and I woke up because of explosions. I couldn't believe in this that the war has started in real world and civilian world. You know, 21st century, it's complicated. First 2 weeks we was stuck in at home and just thinking what to do next. I was so afraid, I was so frustrated, and just on the 21 of March I could move from my city to the border, across the border, and went to the training camp. I leave my family and my coach at home, and I took with me several athletes. We go for training. We should prepare for competition to represent our country. It was so hard, you know. When we move abroad, we was no smiling, no talking to each other. We came to Portugal, to our place where we having training camps every year, and it was so strange that everything normal. The life begins, the life there, like normal, like we used to see. But a few days ago in Ukraine, everyone's scared, everyone couldn't talk to each other. We are worried about our family, and it's now, I think, more than 100 days of the war, and every day I woke up and taking my phone to check the news. It's the first what I do. I should be sure that my family is okay, that they're alive, they're safe, and I'm always on my phone. I call in my friends who stay in there and my family, and it's really hard mentally to compete, to prepare for competition, and you know, we make some community between athletes. We're helping each other because most of us live in their coaches in Ukraine, and we trying to fix the time of some trainings, trying to make a video to see how we train, and it's really complicated process, but we do our best, and I think we have good results at the training. Raising our flag as much as possible.
Yeah, thank you very much for these words. Viktoriya, about you.
My situation is almost the same with Anna, just one thing it's different. I was not in Ukraine when war started, but my family just came 2 days before the war to my home 10 kilometers from Kiev, and I was on training camps, and when war started, my life, yes, I was in good place, not under the rocket, but my life was on pause, and I checked all my family, all my friends, how is the situation, of course, checking the news, and most important thing to have connect, because I was afraid and connect in every minute can finish it, and you can't ask your family how it was. And my best friend came also to home of my family, and they are just writing, texting me, we go to bomb shelter, and I'm waiting till next morning when they are write me again, and it was so hard, but in 2 weeks they can leave the Kiev, and they can move to their home. It's around 300 kilometers from Kiev, and it was a bit better situation for me. But also with the training, it was not possible to work some weeks. I tried, but it was not possible for me. But and later, also my family every day say me, Viktoriya, you need to continue. You must do something. Please, not stop. And that,
yeah, of course, you made them at least happy with your results. at least with something. And your situation, both of you, until the World Championships and the European Championships is secured, you have places where to train and how to prepare?
We will have some place for train till Stockholm, our next race, and then we will go to USA for prepare to World Championships, and we will see. You never know when you will have possibility to move to Ukraine, of course, and we are waiting to finish our season with a good way, of course, and we can follow our family after the season.
Yeah, very fine results from you in that circumstances, following the news and trying to be in contact with your relatives, which is not easy situation. Questions, please. Do you have any comment on that? Can you imagine you would wake up in the morning and try to see whether your relatives are still alive?
It's absolutely heartbreaking, and I just think you guys being here and being able to get the results that you've been running and hit those times, it's amazing. You guys are an inspiration, and
I have one comment, sorry, on this way, because in some first days we are also not understanding what happened and what will be in future, and almost every European athlete write to Instagram or some messenger, some comment to support, helping, and I was so happy. Then I have really many friends, and they want to help, just even if it just be safe, like we say now. In Ukraine, you can show your love to someone with asking, how are you? It's the same means now, I love you, like in this way. And we had also, I know from Wanda also, we had many messages, and thank you for everyone. And also a bit small things when I had training camp in Turkey, and Femke came to 10 days, and in first day she came and said, "Oh, Viktoriya, you came," because I was there alone, and she said, "Oh, Viktoriya, you can follow us. We will help you. You can join us to lunch, dinner, training." So it was so nice, and really, I tried to understand. And life, it can be better, but we must work on this way.
Yes.
Yeah, Viktoriya is really right. And first day of the war, I feel the difference between a European athlete who text me so many messages. They told, I have a free room in my house, came to the Portugal, to the Czech Republic, to other city. Please, you can take your family, you can take your friends. Please just be safe, just came to our house. If I can't help you, please text me. It was thousands of these messages, but from the other side, from the Russian athletes, which was my friends, which was compete with me, I received wishes of the death, and they text me that we are guilty, we should be dead, and wish all the bad things to my family, and I couldn't really realize. I tried to answer every message. I thought that they couldn't understand what's happening. It's their army attack our civilian, killing our people, and I thought that I just need to explain them that they are misunderstood. And I thought in a few days they will fix the situation. They go to the protests. They will tell their president that he's not right, that he should stop this war, but they keep silent. Yeah, and it was so terrible to hear silence and these terrible wishes to us, and this really big difference between these two parts of athletes. And I'm really appreciate all my friends, to all people. Girls text me. We are not even friends. We just meet for a couple of times, but they really sincere wish me to be safe to come, and many athletes ask me what they could do. They send humanitarian help, some stuff for children, for people, I don't know, food, everything. It was really good, and I'm really appreciative for this help, and please not forget that the war is continue, and many of my friends' parents, former athletes, athletes of Ukrainian national team, now in army or staying in occupied territory. And it's a really terrible situation. Some of athletes died in this war, and one my friend in captivity now in Ukraine or in Russia, and we haven't heard anything from him already for 1 month. And it's many different hard stories. We feel it, and I hope the war will end soon, and Ukraine will win, and the Ukrainian people will live their happy lives in our independent country. Thank you.
Thank you for your words, and this is tough and hard to comment on that, just feel with you. And any more questions in the meantime, maybe on your end? Of course, athletes are ready then for individual interviews. Thank you very much for coming. Enjoy strawberry party and the strawberries, and good luck for tomorrow. Thank you. After some break, we continue with pole vaulters. Yeah. Can you still do a picture all together, please? Here, Femke. Can you do please a picture? All of you. We continue with part number 3 of our Strawberry Party / media conferences, and this is about pole vaulting. And who else could speak about pole vaulting than the world record holder, world champion, Norwegian record holders? Yeah. So Mondo Duplantis, Kendricks, Sondre Guttormsen, and Paul Haugen Lillefosse. Let's start with Mondo. So far, happy with the season? 3 meets, outdoor season, but of course one was indoors, so to say, but already part of indoor for outdoor. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I mean it's been quite alright. You know, I feel good right now, and within, you know, body feels good. I'm in decent shape. I'm healthy, which is the most important thing. But we've been a little bit unlucky as far as the weather is concerned. So hopefully, you know, we can dodge that rain tomorrow and we can have some good weather, because, you know, if we get some good weather, we'll be able to do some good things out there, I think.
Yes, Doha, you were forced to go indoors.
Yeah.
Eugene was not that perfect with weather, and Hangelo the same, yeah?
Yeah, a little bit. But, you know, that's part of the game when you're jumping outdoors. You know, you got to go with the flow, and you got to just kind of go with whatever the day gives you. And, you know, it's all right that we've still been 3 pretty good competitions for me, so I'm pretty satisfied with where I'm at right now. But you know, 2 more competitions now for me before the World Championships. So just trying to, you know, put those little pieces to the puzzle before the big dance, which is going to be in Eugene in a month or so. So yeah, feeling good, and I love competing here in Bislett. So it's a good place for me, and it's a place that I can jump high.
Yeah, tell us why you love Bislett.
It's a short travel for me, coming from Stockholm, so that's one. You know, you don't want to travel too far, and you know, it's a beautiful stadium, beautiful historic stadium, and I know tomorrow that the crowd's gonna bring some great energy. You know, hopefully cheering us on, and you know, I think it's just a nice track, and it's a beautiful meet with a beautiful history to it.
Interestingly, on numbers, your mid record here is 6:01. From last year, your best this year is 6:01 outdoors, so time to improve, no?
Yeah, I mean, sounds like, yeah, sure. I mean, if everything goes as planned, you know, I always hope to be jumping higher than I did the meet before, and I was trying to get better, you know, the next day. So, yeah, I mean, that's a goal of mine for sure. Always trying to get a new world lead and do better than I have for the season's best, and you know. But other than that, I think the most important thing is try to win, and then you go from there.
The 2 meets you mentioned, that's Paris and Stockholm, yeah? The Diamond Leagues.
No, I'm not going to do Paris. I'm not going to do Paris.
So the second is Swedish Championships, or what is the second before Worlds?
No, just the 2 meets is just here in Oslo and Stockholm, okay. And then that's it. I was including that in the 2.
2 after. Also. Okay then. That's it. Sam, you are starting the season now, because you had 1 small meet in America in April, and that's all.
Well, I've spent some time at home enjoying track from afar. Now, there's 2 things I was really wanted to catch up with when I came here to Norway. I love this stadium, and every time I tell people back home about this place, I have to describe it in kind of fairy tale terms. Nobody really believes me what this place is like, with the opulence and the landscapes and the people that are all blonde and beautiful. It's a very, very kind of austere thing, and I get to watch these 2 young gunners over here really go at it. Now, I've been fans of Paul and Sondre and Sondre's brother for quite some time now, and to see them just jumping against one another from afar reminds me of me and Mondo's rivalry from back in 2019 a little bit. And that's what I really want to catch up on. And I also want to catch up on old Karsten and how he's doing. I watched in Rabat as he didn't finish, and I really, my heart goes out to him, because I know he is a favorite, and he's one of my favorites. And so I definitely want to catch up with him when it comes to the Bislett Games tomorrow.
Okay, and where are you with your shape and training, everything? What do you feel?
Well, I'll be 30 this year, and I feel quite ancient compared to these young guys sitting next to me. But I'm the strongest and fastest I've ever been. I know it's funny to say, and maybe my marks haven't supported that, but I'm coming around to the fact that there might be an amazing bit of progression for me in the future. And I'm taking it 1 meet at a time, enjoying it, this beautiful track journey that we have. I'm 2 times the reigning world champion, but I don't know if it's a defendable title with the strength of the field that we have now, considering the young prince sitting next to me and the great fiery fellows that want to come to Eugene on the left over here. I think they've got steely faces and big intentions when it comes to coming all the way to our zip codes back on the west coast of America. But I don't want to talk about me anymore. I want to talk about Sondre and Paul. 84, 85, 82. These guys have got some big money jumps this year, and I don't think they want to talk about themselves very much.
Yes, of course. Paul, you are now the Norwegian record holder. Let's see for how long.
Yeah, I think me and Sondre has always been competing against each other, and I think that's like one of the main reasons why we are at the level we're at like right now. And I think both of us can jump even higher than what we've already done. So I think tomorrow is going to be a really interesting competition.
Yes, you have a different competition number behind you already because you only competed 3 times, but Sondre had the full NCAA season with winning the title. So you are still, let's say, at the beginning of the season with 3 meets.
Yeah, so I try to say World Championship is the main goal for me as well, as Mondo said. So I just want to get in the best shape possible to the World Championship. And but as you said, me and Sondre hasn't jumped against each other at a meet together. So this will be the first time this season. So I think it's going to be an interesting one.
Sondre, congratulations to NCAA champion. Is this over, or you still continue there with the school?
No, I have one more year left. So I'm very much looking forward to finishing off 4 years or 5 years I almost spent there now. So
7 years.
Yeah.
7 years, never leave.
It's taken a while, but I'm enjoying it very much. And I love my studies and my teammates and just the whole system over there. And I enjoy the NCAA competitions as well.
So what are your feelings for tomorrow?
I'm excited, and I've been progressing well this outdoor and indoor season. This is probably my best season ever, jumping 570 or more almost every meet. And indoors, Paul and I was jumping setting records every other day, and it looks like we're starting to do it this summer too. And as I said to Paul earlier, I guess it's my turn now with him jumping 85 and I attempting 86 last Wednesday at the NCAA Championships. Didn't quite get it, but now we're both competing at the same track, and I think we're both very excited to have some competitions together now, both here and definitely at the World Championships and European Championships. And yeah, I think it's good for both of us that we're breaking each other's records.
You competed at the Eugene new stadium. How did you like it?
Oh, I loved it. I already competed there twice at the Prefontaine and then NCAA's. We had decent weather, I'd say. It's always a little bit chilly in Eugene, but I think I love the stadium, and I can't wait to be back there in a month or so with hopefully even better weather and even better results.
Mondo, what is your comment on the new Hayward Field?
I think I thought it was quite nice. I'm a little bit jealous of Sondre. He got to go in there and get an NCAA title. That was something that I was never able to do. So I congratulate Sondre very much on that. So sitting here with 2 NCAA champions outdoors actually kind of makes me a little jealous. But but it's nice. I mean, the stadium was great, and I think it's a stadium that's deserving of a world championship. So I think it'll be cool.
Yeah, we hope so. So the difference between you two and you two is 6 meters. When it will come? They already had it. What about you?
That's a hard question, to be honest. I think both of us is capable or have the potential to jump 6 meters one day. When is a difficult question, but we'll see. I'm taking 1 centimeter at a time, and hopefully it won't be too long until the 6 meter barrier.
Yeah. Sondre, your comment on that? Of course, we don't have a crystal ball, so
it's the same for me. I think we both have the physique to potentially do it. It's just a matter of figuring everything out and being more consistent. I think we both have started to be more consistent now, jumping 70, 80 almost every time, and I think that's what you need in order to get those high bars going. But yeah, obviously got to jump 85 first, and then 90, and then maybe 95 before 6 meters. But when you start to figure things out, it can go fast. So we'll see.
Mondo, Sam, do you agree? It's a matter of time when they will do it.
Well, absolutely. Paul, how old are you? You barely 21.
Just turned 21, yeah.
Just turned 21. Mondo changed the game on all of us when he says how you can be so good so young. I remember when Sean Barber was the youngest world champion at 21, and he was changing the name of the game. And Rafael Hozdepa and Sergei Bubka were the youngest men to jump 580 at like 19 years old. The whole game is mixed up now. So asking somebody what the 6 meter barrier is kind of putting advice on them, saying, you haven't really made it until you've done that. And I disagree with that. Not disagree with your question. I believe they can do it. But I'm not rushing them towards that. There is so much growth that's involved in the journey of getting up to 6 meters. I tried it years and years before I ever touched it. It always seems like that people look at the story on a short form and they say, oh, this is when he jumped 6 meters. This is when he really hit it. No. The Norwegian record's 85, Paul Lillefoss. It'll be a big day when it's 86, Sondre, or 87, Paul Lillefoss, and we'll be celebrating that every time. And we don't just wait till 6 meters to have a party and eat more strawberries because of it. I don't know where you guys grow these things around here, but they're awesome. Mondo was trying to pick mine out of my teeth. That's a real homie. Now, if you ask me which one's going to jump 6 meters first, and I think you're looking for the right place. Now, I do have a question for Sondre. I said, Sondre, you've won everything in the NCAA. You going to go back and jump in the NCAA some more? You seem like you're being a part of both worlds now. How's that working out for you?
I like it a lot, and I mean,
he likes winning.
I've had very good progression this year in terms of, obviously most in terms of consistency. I haven't PR'd by a whole lot, but a centimeter here and a centimeter there is progress. So yeah, I don't see why to change it when it's been working out well, and I'm very glad to finally be back with Simon after spending 2 years on the West Coast. Because we pretty much trained together our entire life, so it was good to be reunited with him. And we pretty much coach each other too, and have been doing so, obviously with advice and with help from everybody. But
hell yeah!
Yeah, I have one more year left, and
I'm gonna go for 3.
When you go to Princeton, you kind of have to finish off.
Well, yeah, you could go to school. And Paul, do you want to come be a part of the NCAA so you can do this whole season with us with the new rules? I bet you could do it.
But college is fun.
College is fun. Mondo did it for a year.
Yeah. Nah, I think I stay home.
You're going to stay at home? I dig that. We'll have to come across the pond to visit Paul. When it comes to the Bislett games, my favorite thing is watching the people in the apartments right behind the track. Does anybody know which way we're going to be jumping this year? Which way the pit is? We're going to be facing the home crowd, or we're going to be facing the ring stands?
Jasper,
towards the 100.
Do you know the answer, Jasper? Which direction will be the pole vault in the stadium?
Okay, we'll be going towards the stadium. That's going to be sick because we haven't jumped that way in a while. I like that way.
So thank you very much for the new moderator, Sam, for the questions.
Well, you want to get to know the folks.
But that's fine, and we enjoy it. We didn't ask Mondo, but I think you have similar feelings towards 6 meters for your Norwegian friends.
I think they have a really nice situation between them two, and it reminds me a lot of the relationship that I've had throughout the years with Sam, to where it's they have a lot of mutual respect for each other, but then at the end of the day, I don't think there's two people that want to beat each other more than these two guys right here, and they have this battle that they want to claim their title as the best pole vaulter in Norway right now. Mm-hmm. And it's a great position that they're in, because that they're pushing each other right now. And so it's a great battle for them to take both of their games to the next step, because I know that for me, Sam was pivotal in my development to getting to that next level, getting over 6 meters, getting to the barriers that I'm at now. Without Sam, I don't know if I would have progressed the way that I did, because sometimes when you have that kind of perfect rival that can just get you to step up your game to that next level, it's it's really important. So I really like the position that they're in. I think that, the sky's the limit for these two guys. Yeah, bro.
Sounds like a sitcom when you talk about it like that.
Okay, thank you, Mondo. Now, my question is, who will have bigger fan base tomorrow in the stadium? Or what will be your fan base? Some friends, some family? How it is looking like?
What color are the Sondre fans wearing?
Yeah, take a different color. Well, I have a lot of my family and friends sitting in the stands that are really excited. Most of them is actually the first time being at Bislett and Bislett games. So I hope we can make a show for them, and yeah, we'll see.
Sondre?
Yeah, same for me. I have some people that haven't really watched much track before who's going to come watch tomorrow, and I hope we can put up a good fight, all of us.
Yeah, I mean, I know that no matter how many people are watching, when you have your close family and close friends there, there's nothing more nerve-wracking than that. No. I know that feeling. I mean, I've jumped in competitions my whole life where there's, it could be 20 people, but if it's all your close family and close friends, that's when you really want to, you want to do your best. That's the most important. So,
okay,
for
then
these two guys right here, it's going to be, this is where they want to make a move.
Then I must ask you, who will be there tomorrow from your family?
My mother and my sister, and my girlfriend will be there too. So I got some good motivation on my end as well. So yeah, got some.
What will be the most important concerning the weather, the temperature, wind, for the success of the jumping? What is the most important?
They're both pretty important. I mean, it's pretty not fun if it's cold. It's pretty crappy if it's windy too. So I mean, ideally we want it to be as hot as possible with as little wind as possible. So yeah, I mean, whatever the conditions are, I just hope that they're consistent and it's something that we can just get used to no matter what it is. So, but other than that, I mean, I've been in Norway and I just hope it's as hot as it can be because I know it can't be too hot here.
Yes, we have a question, please, from L'Equipe. Can we have a microphone?
Question for Sam. Hello, Sam. Usually you're jumping a lot. This season you jumped only once. Is there a specific reason, some kind of injury or something else?
Well, for the last decade, I've kind of considered myself a steward of the sport. I've never been the world record holder, and I've kind of held the bridge, so to speak, between Renaud and who's not here right now. I miss him. And Mondo. So I kind of consider myself a steward, and I've been hitting the road hard for 7 years. Over 120 professional competitions. That's an entire career kind of scrunched down. 2 world championships and things like that. But my wife advised me to take a little time at home. And there's been some exciting things going on at home right now. And after what happened to me last year, I said I might as well take a step back and let things cool off. It's better for me. Now, at the same time, I get a little bit more time to evaluate, hey, where do we go from here? Now, I want to be as strong as possible for Eugene. My home turf, I've got championships in a lot of competitions at that track at Hayward myself, and I don't want to make it easy for these guys come the World Championship time. It's kind of my job as the reigning champion not to make it easy, to make that championship worthwhile. It's my responsibility as kind of the holder of that title. So I cannot lose focus. That's the honor of this sport is so important to me. The truth of it, the competition of it, the rivalry of it. And when you talk about people in the stands, I know it's going to sound cliche, but I've got so many people to be thankful for. My Jeff back there, Mondo's family's really been backing me up. His mother brought my poles, so I wouldn't even be jumping here without a lot of people really coming together. And every time I go to a place like this, I want to bring a little bit of it back home with me. But I assure you, I'm as strong and as fast and as capable as I've ever been, and I hope my season starts here strongly.
Thank you for the explanation, and also it's part of planning as a wild card holder. You could do it.
Well, I never want to lean on it's as the old guy now in Team USA. I got my buddies Casey and Chris Nilsson, who are my Olympic teammates, and there's going to be 4 guys from Team USA coming. And that's a really special thing because they got to look towards somebody. I may not even be the best jumper on the squad this time around, but I can't be the guy slacking. I got to hold up my end of the team because Norway's going to have a strong team. Sweden's got a strong team. Team USA has got to come for a home field advantage with a clamor for sure. We can't make it easy for anybody.
Thank you. Any more questions? Yes?
Question for Mondo. We know you love golf. Can you tell us why? Is it something that brings you more relaxation, concentration, that gives you some free time away from track and field?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of all of the above. It's nice. It's well, I mean, first it's a good social activity, and started during when COVID started in March of 2020, and me and my friends were basically just sitting there, and there was really nothing to do. Everything was closed, and so the only thing that was open was a few golf courses in town. So that's kind of just started like that. Such a good story. And then from there, we were just hooked. And it started off as just something fun, just to pass the time during COVID. And then from there, I think it's more of it is kind of almost a form of therapy in the sense of when you're on the golf course, it's a way to get away from everything else, because the only thing that I'm focused on is that next shot. I was about to say a way to calm my mind, but I don't think breaking clubs is that very much calming my mind. But it is a nice way to just get away from everything, and I can just focus on that next shot, and you can just enjoy the view because we've got some really beautiful courses I play.
I bet you get a lot of invitations to go along.
Thank you. Anybody else playing golf? Huh? No? Okay. Now, let's pretend you would be able to watch the meet. Which event would you watch mostly? Sondre, which would you like to watch? Normally you don't have time because you are concentrating on your event.
Other than the men's pole vault? Or?
Other than pole vault, yeah.
I mean, it's always fun to watch the Norwegians, and I think the 1500 meter is always going to be an interesting one. 1500,
Paul?
I was really looking forward to the 400 hurdles with Carsten. So it was a bit sad that he got injured in his first competition of the year. But I think Jacob got to be the highlight for me as well.
Okay, Mondo.
I grew up a pole vault guy. Yeah. I'm a pole vault guy through and through, and when I grew up in Louisiana, it wasn't a system like they have in Norway or Sweden where you try out a bunch of events and you can kind of play track and field. It wasn't like that. For me, I started out pole vaulting, and that was the only track and field thing I did. And so for me, I enjoy the other events, but there's nothing quite like pole vaulting. I think that there's just something really so beautiful about what we go out there and do. And so I mean, we're also out there and we can watch stuff if we want to. We're out there for 4 hours. But I like the pole vault. I like the pole vault, and I watch the pole vault.
Sam?
Well, I tried for a long time to make my first track team, and it was my dad's track team. But I was a manager before that, and so I did every event. And the pole vault is the only one I could make the team doing, right? Because the skinny white boy from Mississippi could do it. And I started out training with the girls' squad, so I love watching the whole meet. And part of the reason I love vaulting is because of what Mondo said. We're got the best seat in the house right there in the middle of the track. The Jumbotron's pointed at you the whole time. And every time one of my teammates runs right by, I get to be the guy on the track. And a lot of times people see me, even at the Olympics, World Championships, they see me on the track a lot more than they'll see their coach. I was team captain in the last World Championships, and that was one of the most fun things I got to do in Doha, is just catch people as they rounded that curb. So I'm going to be watching everything. Now, I compete a lot differently than a lot of guys. I know you get older in this sport and you don't get so sucked into it, and then you get to kind of play the field and meet your friends. Otherwise, it'd be kind of boring if you're just stuck in one lane the whole time. Nothing against my people on the track, but I kind of like to keep my head spread apart. Now, my boy Andre de Grasse, he's not here right now. I'm definitely going to be watching him on a track.
What do you play?
He left already.
What do you mean by you play differently?
All right, Renaud told me one time, he said, Sam, I don't feel like you're here. I don't feel like you're here. You're not here pole vaulting with us right now. You're off doing something else. Because you never actually look at the pit very much. Not that I'm not a pole vault fan, but there's only one view you can really watch the pole vault from, and that's from the back. You can watch everything else pretty widespread.
Right. Thank you very much.
Right.
Wishing mid record, season best, Norwegian records. Good luck.
Yes.
If you can stand for a photo all together here.
Sure.
Dear friends, we continue. Let's imagine it's 21:50 tomorrow, and that's the start of the Dream Mile. And in the Dream Mile, who else than Jakob Ingebrigtsen is the name to watch. Thank you for coming for this press conference. You are here since 2015, nearly every year, competing at Bislett Games in different events in the start, but in recent years, of course, Dream Mile. So how does it feel to be back again on home turf?
So it's been 3 years since I was participating in the real Bislett Games and the real Dream Mile. So I'm really looking forward to competing tomorrow. Unfortunately, I got sick last year. I was really looking forward to competing. So I'm really excited, hoping to get some good weather and low wind. And of course, hoping to be the first Norwegian to win the Dream Mile.
Yes, you had so far 3 races this season. This will be number 4. How are you so far satisfied with your season?
I'm very satisfied. At the same time, the World Championship and the European Championship is the main goals of the season. So just need to get some races, of course. I like to compete, but everything is about the Dream Mile now, and after full focus on going into Oregon.
No more competitions between now and Oregon?
No, just preparing and making sure that I'm as fit as I can be going into the heats and hopefully competing for medals.
May I ask in which events you will compete in Eugene?
Yes, I will participate in the 1500 and if that goes well, maybe I'll participate in the 5K as well.
Thank you. Jake, you had a very good race recently in Rabat, winning on African soil by a European runner. Not always happening. How is your feeling about the season so far?
Yeah, my 1500, I think a couple of weeks now. I was pleased with it. So it's my fastest opener 15 for a few years. The biggest thing I missed out on last year was I didn't race enough Diamond League 1500s or miles against the best in the world. So hopefully tomorrow, running against this guy here, that's hopefully going to bring me on a bit more than it did last year.
Bislett Dream Mile has a big tradition in terms of British winners in the likes of Sebastian Coe or Steve Owed or Steve Krem. How does it motivate you?
Yeah, I think the heritage that British milers have, especially in this place where they're breaking world records over numerous years, definitely puts a bit more sort of prestige in this event. My mum did this event in the 80s as well, so in my family it's one that I'm not the first to have come to either. So yeah, it'd be great to have a good run out tomorrow, and Dream Mile is a title mile, so it puts a bit more on the line for it as well.
Allow me also to ask, which events in Eugene?
I'm just 1500 I'm going for, but we've got our trials in just over a week now, so I've got to qualify still.
Questions, please? Yes, from L'Equipe. Microphone is just coming.
Hello, question for Jacob. The world record on the mile, is it for you a short-term, middle-term or long-term goal?
I mean, the mile world record is very good, of course. So I wouldn't say it's a goal of mine. First of all, I will have to beat the European record and then get faster as much as I can and try to get 1 second and do 46, maybe 45, and then I can start to think about the world record. But of course, I will try to run as fast as I can for the rest of my career, and I'll have to see how fast I can go and if I can beat the record at all.
Coming back to the times, you already ran sub 350 in Eugene, and the weather there was not excellent. So also with the time going, can we see a better possibility tomorrow?
Of course. The biggest issue with the weather in Eugene was that it was really unpredictable, and with me going into the lead quite early, I really couldn't use my energy in the best possible way, because I had to save something if it all of a sudden were headwind going into 300 meters to go. So I had to save something for the last 200s, and of course by doing that you can't really run super times. But I felt good, and in those kind of conditions you just have to fight for the win. And of course I will try to win tomorrow, but I would really love it to be better conditions for me to run fast, because I'd like to win, but I also like to run fast while doing it.
You ran also an 800 this year. Was it part of the plan?
Yes, part of the training plan, you could say. I'm not an 800 meter runner, but it was a good session with some 400s and 300s after the race, and I'm hoping that helped me going into this week and helping me towards tomorrow's race.
Jake, for you, 350 is something to look for?
Yeah.
Can you put the mic a little bit closer to you, please?
Yeah, I've not had many chances to run miles, so sub 350 is definitely something that I hope I can tick off. British record's pretty tough because it's obviously a European record as well, so that's going to be a hard one, obviously. But the closer I can get to it and under 350, the more pleased I'll be.
It's sold out, Jakob, and it looks like it is also partly because of you. How does it feel?
I mean, Norwegian athletics is really good at the moment, and of course the Norwegian people is really supportive and really enthusiastic about good results, of course, but also the young talent really getting up to the bigger stages. So it's really cool to be a part of that, and also having Bislett Games back to its glory. It was a couple of tough years a couple of years ago, but now it seems like it's everybody's looking for a good meeting, and it helps having good Norwegians fighting for wins, not only fighting to get into the races. So I'm really looking forward, and I'm really excited to hear the roar tomorrow.
Jake, your feelings also after 2 years of difficulties and restrictions on the people watching the meets?
Yeah, I think especially having Olympic Games with no crowd, you appreciate a lot more having anybody. Rabat was full of fans that were giving it a lot of noise. I'm sure there'll be a lot of noise in our race tomorrow, not for me, but hopefully that spurs us all on to run quick. So yeah, it's exciting to be getting back to what we would consider normal crowds now.
More questions, please? Yes?
Yeah, maybe a question for both of you. This season, the World Championships are sooner than usual, 2 or 3 weeks sooner. Did it change a lot in terms of preparation, of planning your season?
Not necessarily. I mean, there's a lot of important 1500 meter diamond leagues in the middle of July, usually. So I think most of the people or runners are having a plan where they're running well in June and also in July, and then going for another block going into usually a championship in August. But I think most people are usually in good shape in July, and I don't think it's going to change that much. So I think we're going to have to look forward to a great championship for the runners.
Thank you, Jake. British athletes are facing 3 top events. What is your approach?
I think there's no reason why you can't do all 3. You just got to be a bit better at managing the strategy. I think the hardest is going between Eugene and Commonwealths. I think I'm 9 days between rounds, so that's travelling east as well, of 8-7 hours time difference. We're lucky that we've got 3 champs to aim for as well, and I think you can't really prioritise any. Worlds and Commonwealths are the ones that I'm looking for, and then Europeans. Hopefully, if I can run an 800 there, that'd be my aim. But the main thing is, getting the best outcome in Eugene before I think about Commonwealths.
What do you think about 800 for European Championships?
If I can be selected, but Britain, the depth of even 800 at the moment is just stupid. So I need to see if I can do something to try and get a selection for it.
Jakob, you don't have this dilemma because you don't have Commonwealth Games, fortunately, in that sense. Is your plan for European Championships already set, or you will decide about the events after Eugene?
I will try to do the World Championship first, but I don't think it's going to be that different from the World Championship.
More questions? So which kind of weather would be the best for you tomorrow?
If it's quiet and no wind, then everything else doesn't matter. It's the wind that's the tricky part.
Jake? Yeah, obviously as still as possible, and for us probably not overly hot because we're a bit soft from the UK. So yeah, if it's like it was today, that'd be perfect.
Any more questions? Doesn't seem to be the case. Thank you very much. Good luck for tomorrow, for World Lead, season best, PB, whatever.
Thank you so
very
much.
much. Thanks a lot. You can put together for a photo here. Yeah.
Where are you from in Brazil?
São Paulo.
Oh, I was sleeping there.
Yes.
It is nice.
Yes. São Paulo, Rio is more beautiful.
So our last session is about hurdles. We already had girls hurdlers, now we have males. And very happy to see Devon Allen here, just on Sunday running Supersonic 1284 at Icahn Stadium of Randall Island in New York. And Alisson dos Santos from Brazil, the world leader in the 400 hurdles, and the man who should replace the big man who is unfortunately injured, in a way. So Devon, how does it feel to run now so fast? Everybody is speaking about it.
Yeah, it feels good. I think the biggest thing is I felt like I could do it, before, and just took a few races to get it down this year. So hopefully my next races this year, I'm all under 13 seconds.
Yes, we would wish you that to you. Now, all the journalists and media who are not really into the details of athletics, they are now calling you, oh, the football player running so fast. Is it correct?
It will be in about 8 weeks when training camp starts and the preseason starts and I start playing again. So then I'll technically be a football player. But hopefully I'll be back and forth throughout the seasons, after the football season, do a few meets outdoors and kind of see how my body feels and go with the flow.
Yeah, that was my question related to your future plans, because you have been fifth in Rio and fourth in Tokyo. So you still think about Paris?
Yeah, I think so. I think as long as I'm healthy, I'll be able to compete through the summer season. Just got to be a little bit more wary of how much volume I'm doing with football and track, and also kind of when the seasons end and starts. Obviously, the Olympics are probably during training camp, so I'm going to have special permission from the head coach during training camp to miss a few days for the Olympics.
Okay, but where is your heart? Hurdling or football? Or both?
No, that's a good question. I think when I decided to just do track in 2016, that decision was to focus on track because I really wanted the opportunity to win a Olympic medal, and that kind of window went, and so now I'm kind of focused on the football side, and I'm going to do that and see how that goes. And obviously my goal is to be the best all-around athlete, and I think even the football training the last 6-7 weeks has helped. And obviously I've run the fastest I've run ever, so I can't really say that it's going to hurt my track and field career post-football season. It's just going to be I'm going to be running less meets indoors because the football season, hopefully for me and the Eagles, will be over in February for the Super Bowl. So by the time I'm back in the track, it'll be April and May.
Is your speed, because we know about your fast PBs in 100, 200 flat, also something which help you to be successful in football too?
Yeah, I think so. I think the speed is probably the biggest weapon and tool and attribute I have getting back into football, because just being one of the fastest guys on the field is gonna help me tremendously. And then it's gonna take a little bit of time for me to learn the game again. I played my whole life, but it's been 5 years since I've played. So, but I look forward to it, and I've been having a good time doing it the last month and a half, 2 months, and that it was going well, and I'm feeling confident about my ability, and so I think it's definitely helpful that I'm fast, and the fastest I've ever been in my life.
Football being the most popular from the American professional leagues, and your involvement, and also with track and field, do you think it could help the prestige and profile of track and field?
It depends. It depends on how I do, because obviously I'm doing well in track. And, so I'll go into the football world as the track guy. And if I do well on the football side, then, you can kind of say that, I'm the type of athlete that can do both. And it's hard to say because I've been playing football so long and I've had so many teammates that are really great athletes. I'm like, man, this guy could be a great high jumper or a great long jumper, or, our O-lineman should be a shot putter or a discus thrower. But they focused on football because that's kind of where the prestige is and the popularity is in the U.S. And so I think some of the athletic attributes fit well between football and track and field, especially with track and field having so many different events, and like the main component being like speed, power, explosiveness. And I think that's like the key to being a good football player.
Okay, last question for you for the moment. They never had sub-13 at this meet. Can you change that?
I hope so, yeah. I was just telling Robbie, my manager, I hope not to run over 13 anymore. So that's the goal. That's the goal for sure. And, I was joking with my coach earlier this week. I was like, if I break the world record on this European trip, I'll make sure not to do it by too much so I can do it again in Eugene so he can see it. So he can see it live.
Alison, you had so far a great season, even in bad weather like Doha or Eugene, running fast. What do you say about it?
I'm happy and proud about that race. It was bad condition, but was a good race too, so we can improve more, we can be more fast, so I'm excited with that.
Last year you ran fantastic at the Olympic Games. This year also, is there any change between you last year and you this year?
Yes. I changed a lot. Now I am more old, I'm older now. I learn a lot of things, and we changed some stuff in the running, so like steps. Like last year, I ran with the 12 steps between 2 hurdles, now between 4 hurdles. So we want to see how that can be in the race, and I really hope tomorrow will be a great weather to can improve that, to see how fast I can be.
Brazil is normally a football country, of course, but not that football, but the other football. And how are you feeling concerning the popularity of athletics, track and field in your country? It's better a little bit, or?
It's funny, I'm a popular athlete in my country because I was bronze medalist in Olympic Games, but the most part just football, is soccer. I think in English you say soccer, not football. Soccer is great, and the other sport is just more one, but that's nice when someone know who you are, know your history, that's amazing.
Do you play soccer sometime?
Sometimes. My coach don't like it because it's dangerous, but sometimes.
Steven, would you try also?
No.
The European soccer, no? Okay, tomorrow, of course, expectations were towards somebody else to be the star in the 400 hurdles. Now it looks like it should be you to deliver. What is the feeling of kind of responsibility?
I feel great with that, with the pressure, because it's like more energy to run fast, when everybody have one expectation in you. So I'm really excited to run tomorrow, to come back to Oslo and try do my best, run more fast again.
Thank you. Questions? Yes, L'Equipe? Thank you for your being here.
Question for Steven. Very few Americans are traveling right now in Europe because the trials are in a few days. First question, why did you decide to come to Europe? And second question, how was the trip, and do you feel still healthy after this long trip? Thank you.
Yeah, so I think the biggest decision there was based on historic and how I did in past seasons, and I found that I do pretty well when I race a lot. Get race sharp, and if you look at the end of my season last year when I raced a lot in Europe, ran 12.9 in Zagreb and 13.0, 3 or 4 times within 10 days. When I'm race sharp, I run my best, and so my coach is like, hey, I think it's important for you to race and to feel fresh. So that means race tomorrow in Oslo and in Paris, and then fly back to the U.S. and pretty much relax and take some time off before the U.S. champs. And I've been doing just so much the last 8 weeks, with football and track, just being so busy. I think it's kind of good that my body's getting a little bit of time to relax as opposed to focusing on training super hard this last week and a half leading into USA's. Oh yeah. I mean, the jet lag is a thing. I think the biggest thing is just I've been taking naps all day, and I sleep when I'm tired. So it's not that big a deal. I just got to be alert for like 2 hours tomorrow. That's all that matters.
More questions? Yes?
It's kind of funny when you said that even when you'll be with the Eagles, if you stay in the roster for the NFL season, do you think you'll be allowed to keep going on meets and everything? Your contract will allow you to move from one spot to the other?
Yeah, probably not. So I don't plan on running track during the football season. So it's going to be just once World Champs is over, July 17th for the men's hurdles. Training camp starts on the 26th of July. So I have about 9 days. And then once I start training camp, it's just too much to be able to, one, play. And even if I did want to run, like I wouldn't be able to train and, travel. All the meets are in Europe. So the chances of me traveling when we have like 1 or 2 days off between practice is impossible too. So yeah, no, I'm not going to do that.
More questions? Okay, thank you very much for coming. For you, no jet lag and sub 13. For you, great race also with your strides to manage well. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
Have a nice day.
That was it. Thank you very much.